Hey Barrelheads, welcome back to Whiskey Weekly, where we dive into the latest whiskey news from all around the world. Let's jump right in. Loch Lomond Group has just received the green light for their new distillery and visitor center in Loch. This multi-million-pound project is set to boost the local economy and offer a new experience for whiskey lovers. Another distillery is set for expansion, as Missouri-based Holladay Distillery has broken ground on its new Rickhouse D, which will feature an 11,000 barrel capacity. This will be Holladay's first on-site Rickhouse building addition since 1950. In Kentucky, there's big news from Buffalo Trace. They've just filed for label approval for a new expression in their Eagle Rare lineup. An Eagle Rare 12-year-old at 95 proof. This edition could be a sweet spot for fans, bridging the gap between the standard 10-year and the harder to find older expressions. Keep your eyes peeled for this one. It might make the good stuff a little bit more accessible. Buffalo Trace isn't the only distillery with label approvals this week. High West has been approved for their Cask Finished Collection whiskey, which is a blend of bourbon whiskeys finished in red blend barrels. A lot of blending going on with that one. Barrell Bourbon filed for label approval for a bourbon blend of their own. A PX Sherry cask finished, cask strength blend. The bourbon components have been aged between 6 and 15 years and come from Kentucky, Indiana, and Tennessee. Penelope filed a label approval for their Cigar series, Chapter 1, a blend of bourbon, light whiskey, and American single malt. And Sealbox filed for label approval this week for its cask strength 20-year-old straight American light whiskey. Light whiskey tends to be aged in used or uncharred barrels, providing a milder, more subdued flavor than bourbon. However, when aged for 20 years, it will be interesting to see how much the flavors pop and resemble bourbon. Heaven Hill Distillery is making waves with their latest release in the Heaven Hill Heritage Collection. They've just announced a 19-year-old Kentucky straight wheat whiskey, which is the oldest wheat whiskey they've ever released in this series. It's set to hit the shelves in March with an MSRP of $299.99, so keep your eyes peeled for this limited edition. And for our whiskey explorers out there, Tasmania in Australia is becoming a pilgrimage for new whiskey aficionados. Known for its unique climate, Tasmania is producing some remarkable whiskeys that are gaining international acclaim. If you're planning your next whiskey tour, consider adding Tasmania to your list. That's all for this week's whiskey news. Thanks for tuning in, and if you enjoyed this update, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and let us know in the comments below which story caught your eye the most. Until next time, cheers.